gonna tell you all something personally that might give you a different look on me. I am not a furry, and I have never been one. And it's weird to publicly speak out about this because I'm not forcing this out of a negative attitude against anyone who is a furry. But I've had a lot of exposure to furry content when I was a kid, especially before I turned 13. And despite all of this that could have suggested that they made me a furry, I never really considered becoming one in the first place. And I don't really plan on becoming one because I never find the time to sketch out my own persona or become passionate for more furry-associated projects or the community. Unless if I commission a harbor seal persona of me, then I guess that might count. But let's move forward to a present day where I'm friends with some of these amazing, cool furries who share their extraordinary talent with me and others on the internet. There's actually quite a plethora of them who are my mutuals and pals. For example, Rennie Ultrafox is a fellow reviewer that specializes in both ends of the spectrum, between movies and TV shows and video games. She looks up to Nostalgia Critic as much as I do, and she's even known as the gal who made this meme. And Bergnut, who mainly does IRL content, also bears a llama persona and is way too obsessed with Metal Gear Solid. But he's one of the people who interacts with my tweets the most, so that's pretty nice of him. Then there's iPod Touch 0218, who developed the cool Mario vs. Luigi fan game. CEO of Isaac, who's a good Twitter industry plant because I've known him back in the RTC days. Funky Studios, who's an astounding pixel artist and animator. Trevor the Sheep, who is also a great YouTuber, if he ever made any fucking videos. And last but not least, Protato. This guy is really incredible. He's one of the few people that inspire me in video editing. When I first connected with the dude a year after I made my debut in his Wendy's Discord server video, I had no idea that we had things in common, like our love for Pac-Man and Namco Museum games, and passion for video editing. He's an amazing video editor, a wicked cool artist, a decent animator, but he's getting there, and has an awesome stream layout for someone with 8,000 subscribers, and he's just a really kind and fun guy to talk to in general. You could tell he's as much passionate about his work as I am, and I am this close to paying monthly for his Ko-Fi. So with that being said, is it true that half of the people I aspire to be like one day are furries? Yeah! Does that still make me a furry? No! It's not like I hate furries or anything. But I'm not even gonna try to pull the I'm not a furry butt card neither this time. But that's not gonna stop me from reviewing another piece of indie animation I enjoyed. Mammal Squad! When this suddenly popped up on my YouTube feed, I nearly mistook it for an animation meme. Must be the thumbnail, no offense. But when I checked it out, I had absolutely no idea that I would be in for such a treat. Even my friend Tay praises their work. What's even more surprising is that the creator Leah Hall is from New York City, just like me! And it's a bit awkward finding relevant and likable content creators in NYC, unless if you count the multiple douchebag streamers, dumbass industry plants, and crypto AI scammers that keep promoting their slop on the Times Square billboards. Okay, I guess there are some good ones like Casey Neistat, Vine Sauce out of all people, and Justin Wang from Queens. But Moontoon is sort of special to me, and so is Mammal Squad. So in the city that's run by mammals like in Zootopia, let's take a look and see if Mammal Squad truly stands out from the first episode alone. The animation of Mammal Squad is subtle. It has a slight pattern between fluid movements and reduced motion, though it can be a bit inconsistent at times where the animation is a bit too fast-paced and some shots are taking as quick as 10 frames per second. It almost projects the same quality as one of those animation memes you see on YouTube, except it's not one. The irony of it is that Leah has been familiar with animation memes before in the past, but I guess it really isn't the new norm for indie animation standards, since each animator has their own unique style and personality when it comes to their work.
I'm the old norm. I want normal.
So it's fine. The coloring is also a wise pick too, since it reflects on the city-like environment Mammal Squad takes place in, and the color palette accurately represents it when paired with the animation. What makes Mammal Squad more impressive are the character designs in it. The fur textures and clothing is simple, but doesn't overdo it when it comes to the animation. It's a perfect balance that adds to the characters that sometimes look like they're from C.H. Greenblatt's Jellystone. As for the characters themselves, they're an odd, colorful bunch that I enjoy, especially with their personalities that are one of a kind or based on extremely rare cliches. It's a diverse friend group that look like they'd still stick together despite coping with their major differences from each other. We have Doki, the stray raccoon who doesn't seem to go to school or have a job, always getting herself into trouble on the streets instead while being broke as hell. And then there's Gerard, the giraffe college student who takes up a lot of responsibility for whatever the campus drops on him, who looks determined to accomplish his goals but never has the time to achieve them. There's Popcorn, the arrogant rabbit who's still in high school. Haha, lol, what a loser! Mia, the shy tabby cat who likes to read and overthink stuff a little way too often like me and becomes insecure, like me. Lika, a fox who's the low-life loser pothead adult of the group that her friends find cool even though she smokes weed and gets into trouble. I believe there's an episode 2 coming out soon that focuses on her life. And Corey, who I suppose is the closest to Lika, as she was concerned for her after Lika suffers an allergic reaction to a marshmallow. I assume we might also learn more about Lika's best friend in the second episode as well. They all seem pretty interesting, and most of them might deserve to be discussed about for their personality and behavior, which is why I predict we will get more Day in the Life episodes starring them too, just like with Doki and soon Lika. Each episode might as well just reveal more about what the character says about them regarding their lives as friends. But what about the story of Mammal Squad? What kind of vibe does this plot give off? Well, for a day in the life type of the first episode, it's quite hilarious. It has subtle humor which can be tossed around the characters and the setting. Some scenes will give you a chuckle here and there. I even giggled at the scene where Mia overthinks her future life decisions if she accepted the marshmallow from Doki, which ends up in divorce. I have a sophisticated take on humor, but Mammal Squad can be more than just funny. It can also be reflective upon its nature. The setting, background, and overall occupations of the characters can precisely reflect on the nature of the big city, especially New York City, for which Leo lives in. The backgrounds and the setting portray New York City very well in its design and coloring. As for the characters, their roles are deeply similar to what typical New Yorkers would have. Like, for example, the crocodile is a bodega owner, while Lika is the high convenience store clerk who just doesn't give a shit about her job very much. And Gerard is a college student trying to get by just like me, except he resides in a dorm and I just commute from my mom's home. It's like comparing Hercules to Las Vegas, but without the cringe, and for indie animation. I believe these day-in-the-life episodes will run smoothly in the show if it still has a sense of humor with it. Plus, this could very well be like Zootopia but in New York. But who knows? Mammal Squad is a fun little show that has fine potential to grow in the animation industry, with such characters to explore and a shed of laughter, regardless of the decent animation quality. I believe Moontoon will soon have found that she's already created her magnum opus. I cannot wait for what the next episode will have in store with Lika the Carefree Vixen, but I suggest you go check the first episode out if you want to support Leah Hall's work. Trust me, you're gonna like it. With that being said, this has been another Indiehemius episode in the bag. I've been Bohemius, and I wish you all have a spooky October!